Hi, I'm Joey, and today I'll be trying to beat Pokemon Y2 Challenge Mode with only Teddiursa. Teddiursa is an incredible first form Pokemon. It has access to great coverage, some boosting moves, a useful ability, and decent stats. I have the impression that this is going to be a quick run. The rules for the challenge are simple. I can only use Teddiursa for combat. I'll have other Pokemons for HMs, but I won't be allowed to use them for battle. No items during battle, however, health items are okay. And finally, Evasion Boost, Focus Band, and the moves Return and Hidden Power are banned. With that out of the way, let's start the run! I start by using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Snivy for Teddiursa. That way my rival has Tepig, probably the hardest to fight. I name him Bear. I wanted to name normal type Pokemon normal things. He has an adamant nature that gives him more attack and less special attack. This is probably the best nature since Teddiursa is a physical attacker. He also has the ability Quick Feet. It's the same one that Poochyena had, but in case you don't remember, it's an ability that boosts your speed when you have a status ailment. It also ignores the speed drop from paralysis, so it's going to help a lot for the Colress fight. The first part of the run is pretty easy. I have no issues with any of the trainers or the rival fights. The only thing of note is that Teddiursa learns Fury Swipes. It's a multi-hit move that has low accuracy, so it's a gambling fight. After I beat all the trainers, I try the Cheren battle, but I can't deal enough damage to Lillipup. He has a berry and Fury Swipes can activate it in the middle of an attack. It also doesn't help that all of his Pokemon can boost their attack with Work Up, so my best bet is to get a few more levels. I get to level 15 and learn Feint Attack. It's a dark type move with 60 base power that never misses. It's not that helpful right now as with Stab, Scratch deals the same damage, but if I ever encounter a Ghost or Rock type, I have a move that can do more damage. I challenge Cheren again and this time it goes way better. First is Patrat and it went down to a crit 3-hit Fury Swipes. Second is the Ace Lillipup and he sets up a Work Up while I lower his defense with Leer. He hit a tackle for decent damage, but a crit 4-hit Fury Swipes also OHKO'd him. Last is Speed Off and 2 scratches did the job. Defeating Cheren gets me my first patch and the TM for Work Up. This is a move that boosts attack and special attack and it can be learned by Teddiursa, so I teach it immediately to him. I get to Verbank City and go to get the Seal Scar for my normal type moves. I don't know if it's going to help that much, but it's better to get it early for the gym fight. I then try to challenge Rotsy, but to make the long story short, I'm not ready. I can barely defeat Koffing and Grimer, but by the time Whirlipede comes out, I don't have enough HP to survive a single hit. I come back at level 21 and now I can survive a hit, but even when I got a 5-hit Fury Swipes, I got defeated. However, I think that with a few more levels, I can win this fight. I get to 24 and on the first try, I get this run. First is Koffing and I set up a Work Up while he hits a Venoshock for some damage. Next turn, I land a 2-hit Fury Swipes that gets her to the yellow while another Venoshock gets me close to half, so a Scratch defeats her. Second is her Grimer, but with a 3-hit Fury Swipes, she also goes down, so last is the Ace Whirlipede. I start tremendously by missing a Fury Swipes and getting hit by a crit Venoshock to get on the red. Next turn, I managed to land a 5-hit Fury Swipes which was just strong enough to get an OHKO. That was incredible, but even if I didn't get a 5-hit, just trying to hit twice would have probably been enough. While going through the usual stuff involving Team Plasma, Hugh gives me the HM for Strength. It's an 80 base power normal move and it's probably going to be the strongest stab move I'll get. Besides, Thrash. I also get access to the Eviolite to boost my defenses, so now Teddiursa has a strong stab move and more bulk. I put both of them immediately to use on the battle against Spurg. He starts with Dwebble and after many tries, the strategy is to set up a Work Up, hit with Strength to get him close to half, set up another Work Up and then KO him with another Strength. By doing this, I prevent Dwebble from healing with potions and his berry. I get hit by a crit in between, but it really doesn't matter. Next is Carablast and he hits a Headbutt before going down to Strength as well. Third is the Slivani. He thankfully misses a Grass Whistle and I get him to the red to activate his berry. A Razor Leaf the turn after gets me to only 7 HP as another attack defeats him. Last is Shelmet, but it's an easy KO with Strength. Going to Nimbasa City, there's a battle with Colress, but it goes way better than what I expected. I start by setting up a Work Up while Magnemite paralyzes me with Thunder Wave. Thanks to Quick Feet, I'm still faster, so after avoiding full paralysis and a couple of hits, he went down. The same story goes for Clink, so I get a relatively easy win. I get to join Avenue, and here I can modify the IVs of Teddiursa thanks to the Beauty Salon to lower them and the Dojo to increase them. Since I don't want to waste time on here, I just modify them on PK heads, which does the same but without the time investment. Teddiursa has issues with speed, so for starters I give it max speed EVs. As for the rest of them, I also maximize his attack to make him hit harder, and the last 4 I put them on HP. Before exiting though, I got the TM for Dig and replaced Fury Swipes. It's going to be incredibly helpful for the upcoming gym fight since most of Elisa's Pokemon are weak to ground. Speaking of, Elisa fight. I know that Emolga likes to go for Volt Switch, so I take the chance to set up a workup while she goes into Fluffy. With the boost, I'm able to OHKO Fluffy with Dig and Joltik with Strength. Emolga comes out again and goes for Volt Switch once more. I was prepared though and went for Dig while Zebstrika came out, so when I attacked, I got another one-shot. Last is Emolga once more, and for some reason she went for Pursuit instead of an electric move. I'm not complaining though, so with a single Strength, I can get my 4th badge. Teddiursa is really proving to be a powerhouse. I was close to the level of Elisa's Pokemon and still managed to win. However, I have the feeling that is going to end soon. Next is the Heartbreaker Charge triple battle, and for that, I catch 2 Azurill Sano Splash as usual. The battle wasn't that hard, but I needed to set up a workup and hope for the AI to choose moves that didn't deal damage. With that, I was able to OHKO the Zigglyph, the Archen, and the Tirtuga. The only thing I've noticed that if I didn't set up, I would have gone down to the constant damage from his 3 Pokemon, which may be a sign that I need to get more levels for Clay. When I get to Drifbell City, I plan to go straight for the ground gym, but then I remembered that now that I got here, I get access to a lot of new moves via the move tutor. I decide for now to just teach Teddiursa Seed Bomb for the gym battle, which is an 80 base power grass move. I didn't think it would be enough with my low level, and I was right. At best, I could get to Sand Slash, but between the damage from the previous Pokemon, Torment, and him having strong attacks, I stood no chance. While I grind, let's look at the remaining moves I can learn. I already spoke about the Red Shard move tutor, and I don't see myself using any of the other moves. But to summarize, the ones that I may use are Seed Bomb and the Elemental Punches. As for level up, only Thrash seems usable, but the side effect of locking in and confusion make it worse than Strength in my opinion. Finally for TMs, there's some useful moves. Facade, Shadow Claw, and Rock Slide are interesting options and certainly have the potential of being used for important fights. But I just hope that having a lot of options for good moves doesn't cause me to waste a lot of time deciding which to keep and which to delete. At level 40, I try the Clay fight again. First is Krokorok and he lowers my attack with Intimidate, but now I'm faster and strong enough to get an OHKO with Seed Bomb. Nets is on it and we both set up. Teddiursa with Workup and Onix with Rock Polish. He hits Rock Slide for a bit of damage and I hit Strength to prevent Sturdy from activating. Next turn, he misses Rock Slide and Seed Bomb knocks him out. 30 Sand Slash, and now that my attack is back to normal, Seed Bomb is an OHKO. Last is the Ace Excadrill and I go for Dig, which leaves me with very low HP as he hits a Bulldoze to lower my speed and get me below half. A Slash from him gets me to only 9 HP as Seed Bomb is luckily enough for me to win. That means Rock Slide from Onix and Slash not critting definitely mattered. If that didn't happen, I would have needed to either try until I got lucky or get more levels. But like I said after the Elisa fight, I'm not that over leveled, so it's not an issue to get more. After that is the PWT and the Team Plasma both hijack. Before that though, I taught Teddiursa Fire Punch. It's a 75 base power fire move with a chance to burn. By the way, all of the elemental punches are the same, with the only difference being the typing and the side effect. But to my surprise, I didn't take a single hit in any of those battles. Not even on the Colress fight or the double battles. With that out of the way, in preparation for the Skyla fight, I decide to replace Fire Punch for Thunder Punch to get a super effective move against her. This proves helpful against the trainers inside the gym that I beat to get a few more levels, but against Skyla, it's not enough. Even though I can OHKO most of her Pokemon, they outspeed, so they deal too much damage for me to handle. I have an idea though. I go back to Route 20 and try to find a Venipede on the Dark Grass. I stall until I get poisoned and this activates Quick Feet. So now I should be faster than her team. I go back and now I can OHKO Zubat and Swanna. Zigglyph is not a one-shot however, and between the poison damage and Psychic, I go down. But there's still hope. See, before I left Drifbell, I got the Expert Belt. This item boosts the power of super effective moves by 20%. So I replace the Eviolite and try once again. Like usual, Suban and Swanna are a one-shot, but this time Sigilyph is also a one-shot, so last is Skarmory. Because of her high defense, she's able to take one Thunder Punch and set up an agility to now outspeed. She hits a Steel Wing next turn, but I survive, so with one more Thunder Punch, Teddiursa wins. There's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that I have to do before the Dragon Gym, so let's go quickly over them. First, I got the Lucky Egg to make leveling up quicker. Second, I got the Shadow Claw TM. It's not useful now, but for the league, it's going to help a lot. Third is the rival fight, which was easy as always, and last is the double battle against Sisseline, which like you, it was an easy sweep. I get to a Pellucid City, and before entering the gym, I replaced Thunder Punch for Ice Punch. But even when it allowed me to defeat easily the trainers inside the gym, Drayden was another story. I need the Expert Belt to OHKO the Druddigon after a workup, but then Altaria outspeeds and defeats me. And even if I can get past him, Flygon also outspeeds and defeats me. I quickly get to level 57 and this time try the combination of Eviolite and Quick Feet and it was another complete sweep. I set up a workup while Druddigon uses Rock Slide and this leaves Teddiursa with enough HP to OHKO Druddigon, Altaria, Flygon, and Haxorus. Like its custom, the Sisseline single battle was no problem. Moving on. On the way to Humilau City, there's an NPC that gives me the TM for Facade. It's a 70 base power normal move, so it's weaker than Strength. But the special thing about this move is that if you have a status element, like Poison, its power gets doubled. And thanks to Stab, the power of this move reaches a total of 210. Not even a super effective Earthquake reaches that much power. The only thing is that I have to get poisoned or paralyzed for it to work. Still, I decide to go to the move deleter to delete Strength and teach Teddiursa Facade. Water Gym fight. I set up a workup against Wailord while he attacks with Gold, doing a third. After that, I OHKO him with Seed Bomb that I talk back to Teddiursa. Second is Mantine and Facade is just shy from a one-shot as he confuses me. He heals and Seed Bomb gets him low again. I snap out of confusion and Facade knocks him out. Third is Carracosta and I use Facade to prevent Sturdy from activating while he sets up a Shell Smash. I'm still faster, so a Seed Bomb defeats him. Last is the Ace Jellicent, but it's another OHKO with Seed Bomb. Nothing of note happens on the way to Colress. I fight against Sisseline twice, but he wasn't any problem with Fire Punch, which I talk to Teddiursa again. Colress fight. He starts with Magneton and I use Fire Punch to get him to Sturdy thanks to a crit while he paralyzed me. Thanks to Quick Feet, I don't get my speed lowered, so when he heals, I hit another Fire Punch to get him to a third. Next turn, I KO him. Magneton comes out and Fire Punch gets him to the red while Discharge does a ton of damage. But I get lucky and he doesn't heal, so another attack defeats him. Third is Klinklang. I get fully paralyzed and he sets up a Shift Gear to raise his attack and speed. He's now faster than me but misses a Giga Impact as a crit Fire Punch knocks him out. Metang is fourth and he gets OHKO'd, so last is PGM who also gets OHKO'd. You wanna know the crazy thing? That was my second attempt. I was already prepared to do this battle for hours hoping to get lucky, but to my surprise I got insane luck on the second try. Next is the Kyurem White fight. I started using Dig and it did way less than what I was expecting. He landed a Dragon Pulse which paralyzed me, but this was a blessing in disguise, since even though I don't need the boost to my speed, the boost to Facade was enough to defeat him. Getsis, however, is not going to be that easy. Look at his team. The first problem is Cofagrigus with his ability Mummy. If I make any contact with him, I lose Quick Feet. And even if I manage to get past him without losing my ability, his team is pretty strong. So it looks like for the first time on this run, I'll have to do a serious grind. The training isn't that bad thanks to the breeder close to Humilau City that gives pretty good experience and the Lucky Egg. But what I'm worried is that my speed is finally going to become a problem, especially with Cofagrigus on his team. I'll have to see. I try again at level 75 after teaching Teddiursa Shadow Claw. Cofagrigus is first and Shadow Claw gets really close to being a one-shot. For some reason, however, he uses Psychic instead of the usual Toxic. It still did some damage, but at least it doesn't put me on a timer. And after a couple of turns of healing and protect, he goes down. Second is Seismitoad, and a lucky crit Facade gets me an OHKO, not sure if it really mattered. Third is Toxicroak, and since I know he'll go for Sucker Punch first, I take the chance to set up a workup. Next turn I go for Dig and get another one-shot. Fourth is Drapion, but Dig was a one-shot as well. 5th is the Ace High Dragon. I wasn't sure if a +1 attack would be enough for an OHKO, but luckily it was, so last is Electros, who's also an OHKO. As a side note, I forgot to give Teddiursa the Eviolite back. Maybe that's the reason why Cofagrigus used Psychic instead of Toxic, but I don't know. We're on the last stretch before the Elite Four. The only thing on my way is Hugh, but if Getsis wasn't a problem, then my rival has no chance of winning. With that victory, however, I need to get a few levels. The Elite Four have held items, good movesets, and high levels, so I think leveling up a bit is going to help me in the long run. Besides, I'm not that high of a level, so grinding shouldn't take that long. Before the league, let's look at Teddiursa's moves. The ones I'll use might change, so when that happens, I'll tell you. But for now, I have Facade, Work Up, Dig, and Ice Punch. As for the stats, they are not that bad if I'm honest for a Pokemon below level 90. So let's see if I can beat the league. First is Grimsley. Liepard uses normal gem boosted Fake Out to do some chip damage and flinch me. Next turn, she uses Attract to infatuate me while I set up a Work Up. She hits an Ice Slash for a bit of damage and Facade OHKOs her. After that, Scrafty goes down to 1 Facade, Crocodile goes down to 1 Ice Punch even with the Intimidate, Absol goes down to 1 Facade, and Bisharp goes down to 1 Dig. Second is Caitlyn and I replace Facade with Shadow Claw. I set up a Work Up against Musharna, but she puts me to sleep with Hypnosis. First turn, I stay asleep and Dream Eater does close to a third. Second turn, I'm still asleep and get hit again. Third turn, I finally wake up and OHKO her with Shadow Claw. After that, Reuniclus goes down to a Shadow Claw, Metagross goes down to a Dig, Sigilyph goes down to a Shadow Claw, and Gothitelle goes down to a Shadow Claw. Third is Chantal. I set up a Work Up as usual at the start of the fight as Cofagrigus gets a crit Psychic that does decent damage. Next turn, she gets one-shot by Shadow Claw, but Mommy makes me lose Quick Feet. After that, Golur goes down to 1 Ice Punch, Chandelure luckily misses a Fire Blast that would have defeated me and goes down to a Dig, Drifloon goes down to an Ice Punch, and Banette goes down to a Shadow Claw. Last of the Elite Four is Marshall. Now, I had to reset this battle a couple of times since if you lower my speed, the fight was over. First is Throw, and while I set up, he uses Payback for almost no damage. So next turn, he went down to a single Strength that I got by replacing Shadow Claw. For me and Xiao, Strength was an easy OHKO. After that is Conkeldurr. Strength got him to a Sliver while he sets up with Bulk Up to raise his attack and defense. He heals and Strength luckily gets him below half, so with one more, he gets defeated. Lucario is a one-shot with Dig, and last is Sock. I get him to Sturdy and he hits a Brick Break that gets me all the way to a 4th, so with one more attack, he goes down. Finally is the champion Iris. I need a bit of luck to win, but I hope that if I get past the start, it'll be smooth sailing from there. First is Hydreigon against Teddiursa. I set up a Work Up while he fails to hit a Focus Blast, so with one Ice Punch, he goes down. Next is Rodigon, but Ice Punch is also a one-shot. Aggron is third, and I go for Dig hoping to not see Earthquake since it can hit while underground. But he goes for Autotomize to raise his speed and Head Smash the next turn, so Dig was a one-shot. Lapras was also a one-shot with Strength, and out comes the Ace Hatterus. Ice Punch activates her Focus Sash and she locks herself in with Outrage. It does decent damage, but she can't heal, so another Ice Punch defeats her. Last is Archeops, and a final Ice Punch gets me the victory. Teddiursa is a beast. Not only did I not have to grind that much, but he even managed to defeat the whole game below level 90. That's the first time I've seen that on all of the solo runs I've done on Pokemon Y2. I love how it all came together. The moveset, the stats, the ability, everything. As for next time, I'll fulfill a promise that I made a couple of months ago, as I'll try to beat Pokemon Crystal with only bug moves. There's a couple of new moves and a couple of new Pokemon, so you might think that it's going to be easier. That is until you realize that the first gym is a flying type and the champion might as well be a flying type specialist as well. So I'll have to spend a lot of time training the team. If that interests you, then maybe consider subscribing. If you want to see more of my content, you can check my Shiny Professor Oak Challenge playlist, that's on screen. Or, if you want to see something more like what you just watched, you can check the Challenge Runs playlist, that's also on screen. Anyways, that's all I have for now. See ya!